how I made over £18,000 in just 2 weeks. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here. And in today's video, this is for you if you're a business owner or if you're wanting to become a business owner. I want to help you do this the right way, because I've had years of doing it the wrong way, and I see now so many people doing it the wrong way. When I go on Instagram or social media and I see what people are doing, I'm like, oh no. So I'm going to share exactly what I did in my most recent launch, which has just finished, that enabled me to earn over £18,000. Now, look, there is a lot of different people teaching a lot of different business models, and you see people talking about like TikTok shop, you see Amazon FBA, you see trading, you see cryptocurrency, you see property. There's all these different kind of business models. For me, what I teach, I believe for most normal people who just want to be earning thousands of pounds doing something they love, I believe that not only is what I teach something that is generally quite low overheads, low risk, enables you to work anywhere in the world. You don't have a physical product that you have to ship. You don't have to hire a massive team. You don't need premises. Not only does it tick all of those boxes, but I also think there's absolute longevity in this. If you're doing it the right way, you can build a really serious brand. Whereas a lot of what I see, you know, with things like TikTok shop, it's like, well, what happens if TikTok dies tomorrow? People are making crazy money on TikTok shop, by the way. I ain't disputing that. But what happens if TikTok as an app just goes away tomorrow? If you've built your whole main income and wealth from a platform, probably not the smartest of ideas. So I just want to caveat by saying, listen, there's loads of ways you can make money, and there's ways you can probably earn way more than 2 weeks. But I'm going to share 7 steps in which utilizing the way that I teach has helped me make that amount of money in just the last couple of weeks. Please take this on board, because it will be the game changer for you, especially those of you that were like I was, who have maybe been in business a while, and you have ups and downs, and generally sometimes you do okay. And I think like a lot of life coaches and personal trainers and business mentors, I see a lot of them are on this treadmill of, oh, I got a client, yay, I got loads of money, oh, I've lost the client, oh, I got a new client, oh, I've lost the... And it's kind of this horrible cycle of constantly living month to month thinking, where's my next money coming from? Where's my next clients? I've got to constantly market, constantly promote. Well, here could be the solution if you follow these 7 steps. So step number 1 is pick a niche. Honestly, I cannot stress this point enough. And part of the reason that I need to stress this point enough is because I was told so many times to do this and I didn't do it. Pick a niche. The more specific, the more niche you can be, is kind of better, really. I think the reason people don't do this, and one of the reasons that I didn't do this, is because there's so many different things we love and we enjoy, and we don't want to get pigeonholed into one thing. We don't want to find ourselves not having that variety in our lives. But let me just tell you this. If you are serious about becoming wealthy from a business, this is going to be one of the fastest ways you can get a massive amount of money in a shorter space of time, which then over time you can evolve, you can adapt, and you can end up doing all the other stuff anyway once you've got the solid foundation set. So I cannot stress this enough. Be specific in your niche. Do not try and be everything to everyone. The more that you can chunk it down into a really specific sort of person that has a very specific problem, and you have a very specific solution to that problem, the easier this is going to be. Step number 2 is do not have your cart/doors open all the time. This is another big one that I see is holding people back from earning big money, and also keeping them in this rat race month after month of selling, getting some clients, losing some clients, getting some new clients, losing some clients. Can't speak. If you are always open, if you are always available, people always know it's there, and they can kind of sit on the fence and be like, maybe one day, maybe not today, maybe Monday, maybe next week, maybe next month, maybe January, maybe next year. Like, nobody does anything. Whereas if you have specific times in which people can buy a specific product or service, that is going to create urgency. It's going to create a reason to act and take action now. It's going to create FOMO, fear of missing out. Oh my God, like if I don't join, what will I miss? I've missed my opportunity. So I honestly believe this one simple shift of, rather than having, you can book me anytime, book one-to-one sessions, join my membership, join my course, come to my event, rather than just always having everything always open, a small shift that can make a really big difference is open and close the cart at specific times. The third thing is, once you've picked your niche and once you've said, right, I'm not going to focus on selling right now, you need to get really good at social media content and making sure that you're creating content around that specific niche, and really get into the mindset of what are their problems, where are they at right now, what are their struggles, and how can your content solve those problems. So some of the things that I found worked really, really well is carousel posts. Now, just to be clear, not the old school carousels where it's clearly been made on Canva and it's all professionally branded with your logo. There's a new way of doing a carousel, which has been way more useful, which you can create on your Instagram stories, where you just find different pictures and you tell a story. Remember, people don't go on to social media to be sold to all the time. They go on, they want to be entertained. They want to learn something. They want to engage in a story of something that's intriguing, that's interesting. So what you can do is, for example, I did a story which was like, I set up my first business when I was 19. I had no experience. I didn't know what I was doing. I hired the wrong people. I lost money. I had days working 18-hour days. And I was telling this story of my journey in business. And then it ends with me kind of saying, and eventually I learned about online business. Eventually we had more money coming in than I've ever had before. Now I teach this. And then it ends with a call to action. If you want to learn more, comment the word business below in the comments, something like that. And these kind of story-based carousels are proving to be really popular and really effective, because people, if they see the right hook and it's an interesting hook, they want to go through the story. And then before you know it, they've spent ages, 3-4 minutes reading this story. The algorithm's going to go, this is amazing. Like, you as a content creator are keeping people on my app. I like this. I'll show this post to more people, so more people stay on my platform. That is how the social media platforms work ultimately. So carousels I found really useful, but done right. Reels generally do okay still if you're good at them. But what I would say is, again, think about stories, think about day in the life kind of vlog style content. I think that's very much back in at the moment. And that's, again, you're kind of selling without selling. You're getting people to be interested in you, your journey, your story, your personality, what you do, rather than just preaching at them all the time. So I think reels, but in particular more vlog style reels, can be really effective and work for me. And then the other thing is, you want to think about increasing engagement. So doing regular polls on my story, I found really useful. Just things that divide opinion, things that light-hearted stuff, doesn't need to be like super controversial, but just things where people can share their opinion. And then off the back of that, you can then respond to their response and say, oh, I didn't realize you like Marmite. That's weird. I hate it. You love it. How interesting. Like, what you're doing there is you're just creating relationships. And remember, business is built on relationships. So for me, the way that I approach this is, I've given myself an amount of time where the initial phase, if you like, is I'm not going to sell anything to anyone. I'm just going to show up on socials regular, specifically speaking to my niche and the people that I want to connect with. Create content that entertains, that is insightful, educational, interesting, valuable, and then strike conversations where I'm building genuine relationships. That's the first phase. Then step number 4 is create one solid no-brainer offer. And this is what I have just released. I released a course, and behind the scenes, I was creating this course. I was doing a little bit of like documenting the journey, going, oh my God, I'm working really hard behind closed doors on something I cannot wait to release, which obviously creates a little bit of interest over the months. But this is a crucial part. I created a course where I thought about every single thing my target audience needed to almost absolutely, as best as you can, guarantee they had success. I thought about accountability. I thought about the fact that it's hard to be self-disciplined doing a course on your own. So I made sure we had live calls on there as well. I thought about time frame, that success doesn't come overnight. So I said they're going to get 12 months, a whole year worth of support. I threw in fast action bonuses. Like, I literally thought of everything that would make this an absolute no-brainer for somebody who is my target audience, wanting the problem I solve to be solved. Step number 5 is now create a strong lead magnet that is aligned with the offer you're going to launch. So for me, the lead magnet was a completely free webinar in which, and this is an important point, I gave lots and lots of genuine value for people that would genuinely help them. And the reason that I say that is I've seen a lot of webinars that people are doing recently as a lead magnet where there's no real value. They just kind of tease a couple of things, but they don't genuinely give you anything tangible. And then once they've given a few teasers and a few things just to wet your whistle and make you think, oh, I need that, they then just go into this massive sales pitch, which takes up most of the webinar. And I was really conscious that not everybody is going to be in a position to invest in working with me and taking me up on this offer just yet. And for those people who was giving me time, I was conscious that I want them to leave going, that has really helped me. And all right, I can't buy the course right now, but the stuff I've learned tonight is going to really set some foundations and get me on the right path. Thank you. That was the mindset that I went into my lead magnet / webinar with, that I really encourage you, is make it genuinely give people what they need, and then just make sure that the course that you deliver gives even more, like an unbelievable amount. So that's number 5, is create a solid, value-packed, blooming amazing lead magnet. And then obviously at the end of the lead magnet, you're gonna launch the actual offer, the product that you want to launch. Step number 6 is marketing for the lead magnet. So what I was saying earlier is you just want to create general engaging content, build relationships, get people in your DMs and all that kind of good stuff, just so you're warming people up. But then you need to then transition from it just being general content to more specific marketing for this free lead magnet. So for me, it's a combination of email marketing, affiliate marketing, and social media marketing. And that combination of those 3 really, I mean, I ended up with, I think it was over 1,200 people who signed up. That doesn't mean they all showed up, but signed up to come to that free webinar that I taught, where I gave as much value as I could. So you want to be using a combination of those things to really help spread the word, get people interested, and get people signed up to come to the free lead magnet. And then number 7 is, once you have delivered your free lead magnet and then gone on to launch your product, your course, your membership, one-to-one services, whatever that big offer is, you must make sure there's only a time frame that they can genuinely get access, and then the doors close. So for me, I did 14 days, and I think that worked really well. Some might tell you to just do, have it open over the weekend or 7 days. But for me, what was really interesting is I think we had something like, on the night of the lead magnet, when I actually launched the program, I think we had something like 11, 12 people buy instantly. Then the next morning there was a couple, then the next evening there was a couple, and for a few days there was just a few sales here or there. There was lots of people like DMing and emailing, asking questions before they made the decision for a few days, and then it went quiet for a few days, and then there'd be the odd one trickle in as I kept doing like nurture sequence of emails and social media, but the odd one trickling in. And then when it came to the last sort of 24/48 hours before the doors closed, again, I think we did about 9 more sales. It could have even been more in those last couple of days. So a 14-day period was a nice amount of time to give those who need time to think and ask questions to be given space and not be forced. And I just think it worked really, really well. And there we go. Literally, those were the 7 steps. That is exactly what I did. That has just made me over £18,000. I mean, look, here's the thing. Obviously, that's not 2 weeks. There was 3 months of me doing all the other work behind the scenes and prepping it. But in terms of opening cart and then closing the cart, in terms of the actual window of opportunity where people could buy, within that 2-week period, I did over £18,000. So I hope you have found this useful. Please, if you have any questions about this, if you want help launching an online business, if you want help growing an online business, this is literally what I do. Feel free to drop me an email, matt@successschoolgroup.co.uk. Drop me an email, any questions, and also any questions about content that you'd like to see me do here on this YouTube channel. Please do. I'm more than happy to follow your lead on this, because I'm here to serve. The YouTube channel is literally a place where I just want to give value, help as many people as I can for free. And then equally, if some of you feel like, actually, I want the one-to-one support, I want to join your programs, I want to join your membership, anything like that, you've hopefully got a little bit more of a feel for my vibe, what I'm about, what I do. If it feels aligned, if it feels right, I'd love you to come and join me. But make sure you do when I give you the opportunity, because the doors will close. And when they're closed, they're closed. And that's one final thing I'll say is honor it, right? It's very tempting when you've put a lot of work into something to be like, the doors have closed, boom. And then people go, oh, I missed it. Could I get in? No, is the answer. No, you can't. Because what that's doing is getting people to take you seriously when you say something. If you start to build this culture of going, I know I said the doors are closed, but there's still time really if you want to get in. If you start to do that, it makes a mockery of the whole thing and no one will trust you again. So when the doors are closed, they're closed. And if you're watching this video now, unfortunately, the doors are closed. Sorry. But keep an eye out. Maybe there'll be another launch next year. Just saying. But it's not anytime soon. You've got a good few months to wait.